I have an offshoot question, and as an observer, again, as an observer, I'm concerned with quality control. As an observer, I see that more and more people are talking about plant medicines, ayahuasca, and they say, "Oh yeah, I did ayahuasca at a friend's house over the weekend," and when I hear their story, and I say they're very far from the reality of doing ayahuasca. Like, I understand that what you guys did going to Peru in the purest form, the maloca was wrapped with the vines of the plant that you guys took off the leaves from it, not off the plant. I mean, it's like as fresh as it gets, like an apple you pick out of the orchard. Tastes so much better than one that you get in the grocery store, and that's just the way it is. But then you were taught about the dieta that goes with it and all the strict rituals that have been developed over the years. Yet now, as more and more people are getting exposed, they're doing it casually with literally freeze-dried ayahuasca, and you know, and are they doing the dieta? Are they doing? I've seen that all these steps. Dieta is a special diet that you are supposed to do to cleanse your body. I'm telling the listeners before you do the ayahuasca, so your body is pure, no caffeine, no salt, no sugar, none of those things, no impurities in there.
No sex.
No sex, yeah. Was really disappointed that was your second. It wasn't on your list as the thing that was worst. She was like, I can't do this, can't do that, no sex. I was like, whoa. She goes, I can't have coffee. I'm like, why? Anyway, but I am asking you, because you're spreading the good news, but people are starting to be able to access these things in a very impure way, and then if they don't get the results they want, it's just people going to Peru aren't getting the results. You know, are you concerned about that?
This is the issue with the criminalization of psychedelics, because people aren't, like, the access to the real places to go is probably harder to find or way harder to get to
and
than
expensive.
Getting
Expensive
your
to
drug
fly.
dealer to get you ayahuasca from the dark web. And like, that's the unfortunate, like, because it's illegal, it's so much harder for people to find these resources the right way and do it responsibly and know the right way to even do it. I know so many people that have told me that and didn't even know there was a dieta, didn't even know there was like shamans around that like did ceremonies.
Right. It's it being illegal is what pushes it into the underground, and how these things, people are not doing it right. It's supposed to be dangerous. I mean, this also goes into just the genocide of First Nations people and these indigenous wisdoms. I mean, the biggest thing that the intention of this show is to try to bring these medicines to the Western mind and communicate it in a way. We're trying to communicate with Westerners, but at the end of the day, the First Nations people, these are sacred plants. They shepherd, protect these wisdoms and these medicines. And part of this comes to opening ourselves up to decolonizing, opening our minds. This is the fact that the Philosopher's Stone has been right under our nose and we've been ignoring it. The key, how many millions upon millions of people are suffering and have died when these medicines could have helped them and saved them. We have to open up to indigenous wisdoms. We have to protect them, let them really lead the charge. And I'm not even, look, there are people, shamans, that I wanted to go to Peru because I wanted it the right way. I didn't want a Western shaman to lead the circle, right? Like, and some of the most amazing shamans I know are Westerners, so I don't want to like demonize them. I'm just saying.
Your main shaman down in Peru, Don Howard,
right,
was Western.
He was American.
He was American.
Yeah, he was a translator.
And
though.
respected
Don Robert was
down there.
Yeah,
he was very respected. So
right. I mean, the way is what Shai said, not to criminalize it, and also to open up and listen to the indigenous people on who have been working with these medicines for thousands of years, and listen to them, learn from them. You know, humble ourselves to their teachings. That and that is going to be the way we can work with these plants.
Teachings,
right.
People, I'm observing here, there are no shortcuts. if you're going to go down this path, do it correctly.
Yeah, I got invited to sit with Amber, who's a Western shaman who we've all sat with, and I went, no, I want to do it where the medicine's from, because I had been reading about it for 3 years, right, but not having the courage to do it.
Amber invited you before you went down to Peru?
I got she came to me first, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it the right way where the medicine's from with the tribes. And it was very difficult, and I didn't touch the medicine for a year after. I was so intimidated. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done.
You found it to be terrifying.
Oh, it was horrifying.
I
mean, it was the
experience
scariest.
there was rough.
I have a good story
absolutely
about that.
grueling
Now,
and
wait a minute,
painful.
when you went down there the last time, that was the first time to Peru?
That was but I had done it before Peru. But
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
the way
Costa Rica.
everyone holds the ceremony like specific to their own like tradition, and the Peruvian style is rough.
Yes,
Very
it
intense.
is. It's rough.
I wasn't there, people. I just have heard the stories.
It's rough.
It is
And
rough.
hearing the Amber, stories to all Amir,
Yeah,
Amir, to Costa Rica, to Peru. Peru had a darkness
It's
to it.
intense.
They originated it.
Yeah, and it was very intense. It wasn't a fun. There was no.
There's
fun,
no fun in
dancing.
it.
No, no
they
fun.
sit
It's
you in
not.
a dark room and they're like, "You work through your shit,"
And then you're like, yeah.
"No."
Yeah, and that's
Please.
The Maloka vibrates. Literally, it's like being in the middle of a beating heart.
well, I do feel like going, like, because I went to Amber. You took me to Amber.
That's a good
A
story.
year later, and
Was
when
it Amber or Costa Rica? Was it
in Costa
No,
Rica.
well, I went
Oh,
to
in Costa
Costa.
Rica.
I went to Costa Rica twice.
Right.
Once with him, then once with
She
her.
is a good news spreader. And the best way. She had such a good experience.
I am an ayahuasca pusher.
Suzette, my wife, their mom, Cody had a terrifying experience. Cheyenne had a dark experience. Everybody, Shane was down there, and his wasn't as terrifying as you, but it was dark. It was intense. But she had a beautiful experience from day one, and she has kept promoting and being a voice for ayahuasca, and a great voice, because she's not a person who had done any psychedelics, any kind of hallucinogen at all prior to going down there. So she got the message, I guess, and she's spreading the word.
Right. And I mean, all I'm trying to say about the working with the shamans who are not from Peru, I feel like it gets like a bad rap. And some of my favorite shamans and favorite ceremonies are with Westerners.
Agree.
And I feel that they just understood more how to talk to me and to communicate with me what's going on. So
I can get that.
and it felt a little safer. Like the tribes, they'll kind of like kick you in the fire and just let you sit there and writhe in agony for days on end.
A little less Don Howard.
yes, exactly. So,
So my brother, who was murdered, he was dealing with severe depression. He tried to commit suicide 3 times because he was dealing with severe depression. He actually wanted to go and get shock therapy. Remember that day?
Yep.
And if I knew about ayahuasca then, I would have dragged him down to Peru like I did my daughter. And this is it. There's so many people dealing with severe depression that are trying to commit suicide, and this is hope. This is, you could help people that you love. And one thing I got to say is doing ayahuasca is not fun.
No.
It's not like I'm going to go get high for the weekend.
No.
That is the last thing it is. It's not getting high.
Well, you guys always use the term "do the work."
Yeah, you got to be a warrior, and it's not easy. And so, people who are listening to this who know nothing about it, it's not like a cool high. Let me go get high for the weekend. It's not like that.
it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, mixed with the most beautiful thing
It's
I've
the
ever
most
done. in my life.
rewarding thing.
It's
And
it's
it's
rewarding.
as much as you put in is as much as you
Exactly.
get back. And the ceremonies where I was like early on, like not ready to do the work and do what I had to do, I'd be not have the effects of it. Like you don't have as much when you go into there like with the right mentality, you get so much back.
Right.
But you did go back.
I mean, I've been
You
back
went
like
back
20
and back.
times.
More than that.
We've sat with people who, for weeks on end, who drink multiple cups a night and have no experience. I mean,
Yeah,
you just told a story of not
yes.
drinking and astral projecting from
Yes.
your body, Mom.
Yes,
I mean,
I wonder about that. I wonder if it has something to do with the dieta.
the medicine is so intelligent and it meets you where you are. If you need to learn patience, you're going to learn patience. If you have preconceived notions and judgment, it meets you where you are, and there's a lot of work that you can only go as deep as you're ready to go.
Yeah.